From planting plants with space soil, astronauts tripping on the moon, reaction of Earth's matter in space, to shocking finds, here are some of the wildest things that if NASA didn't capture, no one would believe it. Soil to grow plants on moon. You heard that right. Now, plants could be grown in space. For the first time, scientists at the University of Florida have successfully grown plants in soil collected from the moon, which was collected by NASA's Apollo astronauts. With these results, NASA is looking to pave the way to use resources available on the moon and Mars towards developing food sources for the future. This would be a great facility towards astronauts living and operating in deep space. Plus, this plant growth research is also a key example of how NASA is working to unlock agricultural innovations. Innovations that could help us understand how plants can overcome stressful conditions in food-scarce areas on Earth. Astronauts moving and tripping on the moon. Well, just because you're a grown-up doesn't mean that you can't have fun. Here is a clip captured on the moon by an astronaut, where a bunch of astronauts are walking, jumping, and even tripping while being on the surface of the moon. The clip starts with one of them planting a piece of equipment into the surface of the moon. According to the clip, it seems as if the moon does have some sort of gravity pull, although not much, as something falls onto the ground and is only picked up with the help of a cane. Jumping from space. Ever tried skydiving? Well, it's definitely no easy task, especially if you're afraid of heights like me, or just have a weak heart like me. In 2012, an Austrian skydiver, FELIX Baumgartner, completed a record-breaking jump from the edge of space after flying to an altitude of 39,045 meters in a helium-filled balloon and parachuting the final 2,500 meters. Exactly 65 years after Chuck Yeager first broke the sound barrier flying in an experimental rocket-powered airplane. FELIX reached a maximum speed of 843.6 miles per hour through the near vacuum of the stratosphere, before being slowed down by the atmosphere. The 43-year-old Austrian skydiving expert also broke 2 other world records of highest freefall and highest manned balloon flight. Apollo 17 astronaut falls on the moon. Well, it's definitely not like in the movies, where they seem to adapt to the new reality just like that. In real life, it takes some getting used to. This clip is a great example, where NASA's Apollo 17 astronaut Jack SCHMITT is having a few clumsy moments. With the new environment, the astronaut can be seen struggling to get back on his feet, along with his sample collection bag, and keeps repeatedly falling down on the surface of the moon. So the next time you see something in a movie, don't fall for it just yet, at least until it's sufficiently fact-checked. Red Sprite Storm. This is certainly not fireworks or any kind, although that might seem to be the case. Here is a clip of a thunderstorm during the storm season in Oklahoma in 2019, where elusive red sprites were caught on camera. Red sprites are a weird, lightning-like discharge above thunderstorms that can be seen with the naked eye. How does it happen? Well, the large-scale electric discharges that occur high above thunderstorm clouds, or cumulonimbus, give rise to a varied range of visual shapes flickering in the night sky. They are usually triggered by the discharges of positive lightning between an underlying thundercloud and the ground. Sky covered in spiders. Now that's actually a nightmare that would haunt you or pretty much anyone with extreme or irrational fear of spiders. This clip was captured in Santo Antonio da Platina, Brazil, by a local resident, where thousands of spiders can be seen up and above all around. After the clip went viral, everyone started questioning the obvious. What caused such a thing? Scientists are still trying to find answers, but hot and humid is one of the major reasons. The spiders are usually in trees during the day, and in the late afternoon and early evening construct a sort of giant sheet of webs in order to trap insects. Alien body found. Now, this is an extraordinary find, wouldn't you agree? A NASA's expert was able to document a body of what looks to be a dead alien. As you can see in the clip, the body of this alien creature lying in the snow seems to be 2, maybe 3 meters tall and looks quite legit. Scientists and experts are working on finding the actual cause of death of this alien creature and even how long it has been lying there. Perhaps his buddies accidentally left him behind and died of hunger or cold, or just plain loneliness. Do tell us your thoughts in the comments. Man-like figure. Unlike most weird objects in the sky, this isn't one, which makes it more interesting. A clip captured by a resident in Glasgow displays a strange floating object that has a man-like figure and appears to be moving steadily through the sky, stunning the onlookers beneath. A resident spotted the strange human figure over her flat in Glasgow, and she managed to quickly film the odd spectacle. According to all the statements from witnesses, this mystery object was flying from the northwest of Glasgow towards the southwest until it finally got out of the line of sight and disappeared. Challenger shuttle disaster. This was the first fatal accident involving an American spacecraft in flight. On January 28, 1986, there was a fatal accident in the United States space program when the Space Shuttle Challenger broke apart 73 seconds into its flight. This led to the death of all 7 crew members aboard. In the clip, you can see that the people that were familiar with launches knew their relatives and loved ones were gone. But those attending their first launch initially assumed that the explosion was merely separation of the vehicle's stages. The cause of this disaster was the failure of the shuttle's right solid rocket booster. The record low temperatures of the launch caused a breach shortly after liftoff, allowing pressurized gas to leak and burn the shuttle to a crisp. Liquid reaction in space. The laws of nature do not apply much in outer space. The force of pull that we call gravity almost doesn't exist. Here is a clip taken in 2013, where an astronaut, Chris Hadfield, performed a simple science experiment on how water or any fluid is like in space. On Earth, the water just falls down and wets the area where it falls. But in space, where gravity doesn't exactly exist, the water, or any fluid for that matter, looks to be continuously flowing. If the liquid comes in contact with an object, it simply just envelops around it like a jelly. It works just the same if you soak a cloth with liquid and squeeze. If there isn't any, it just moves around in a bubble, as if it were a lava lamp. UFO swarm. Looks like the aliens are finally deciding to invade, just like in the movies. Spotting a single UFO might not be as alarming as a swarm of them. Footage captured by a pilot in sky above Chino Hills, California, shows around a dozen unknown flying objects, only by dots of light moving in a perfect column formation and speed. Now, we all know that every aircraft is monitored on the radar by both air traffic controllers and even the air defense systems, as we all know how critical it is for the skies to be clear for planes. There was a lot of speculation that maybe these were some anti-missile flares or some drones. No one knows for sure, but the experts are trying to find answers. Fireball across night sky in Texas. These are balls of fire that illuminate the night sky above Texas. Most meteors are only the size of pebbles or small rocks, but a meteor the size of a softball can produce light equivalent to a full moon in a matter of seconds. Fireballs are meteors that are larger and brighter than normal. Now, this could possibly be a piece of space junk that burned up and subsequently went viral on social media as well. According to NASA, these fireball meteors are most active from mid-July to the end of August. So these fireball meteors are common, as it may have some people worried, thinking this might be the end of the world. Floating city in the clouds. Could this be a real-life multiverse? Or just a prank by some mad scientists? This footage was captured in 2015 by residents in China, where a, quote, floating city in the sky was spotted. The city appears to float amid the clouds above the ground. Experts called it a rare type of mirage called Fata Morgana. Fata Morgana is essentially an optical illusion caused by specific weather conditions bending light rays. This happens after the sun heats up a layer of the atmosphere, but the layer of air below it remains cool. When different layers have different temperatures, it creates a temperature gradient. These different temperatures also mean differing densities between the layers. When light hits our eyes, our brain assumes that it traveled in a straight path. When it has been refracted, we therefore perceive the object is where it would be if the light had run straight, which is higher than it actually is. Undulatus asperatus sunset. It may look as if it's a tornado in the making, or maybe some kind of tsunami, but it's just a weird cloud formation. Asperatus, formerly known as Undulatus asperatus, which is a cloud formation first popularized and proposed as a type of cloud in 2009 by Gavin Prater-Pinney of the Cloud Appreciation Society. The undulation surreal aspect of asparagus clouds is a perfect illustration of how the dynamic nature of clouds can rise to some amazing forms. They are distinguished by rippling wave-like patterns that grow on the cloud's underside. The formations normally form in a chaotic manner, resembling the rough sea surface when viewed from below. This is how it got the Latin name aspero, meaning rough or roughness. Eating and drinking in space. If you often spill your drink or food, space won't let you down. Now, obviously, eating in a microgravity space is quite different to that on Earth. With the kind of gravity in space, liquids or any solids float around, as you can see in the clip. You could toss your food and make a backflip just to reach for the bite. Even paste-like substances like honey don't fall off. A Canadian astronaut, David St. Jacques, displays the advantage of microgravity in space while playing with honey. Now, they can't use powdered salt or pepper, so they used a liquefied version and have to take extra measures for long-term food preservation. Mysterious pillar of light appears. This looks to be like one of those monster portals in the Alien movies, a doorway into the Earth. In 2019, a mysterious pillar of light in the early morning sky caught the attention of many residents of Pittsburgh. Once viral on the internet, many people debated their opinions as to the cause of this pillar of light, from alien invasion to a flare, and even fireworks of some kind. The experts believe it to be a rarely observed meteorological phenomenon involving the brightening of a thunderhead crown, followed by the appearance of aurora-like streamers emanating into the clear atmosphere. Red sky in China. Caused by pollution, or just some astronomical reason? Residents of Zhoushan, China, captured a really bizarre development in the sky that suddenly turned a terrifying blood red in May of 2022. The paid netizens started believing it to be a fog of poisonous gases in the air, or a bad omen, while some even believed it to be an apocalypse. Experts revealed that it was caused by the refraction and scattering of light, most likely from ship lights in the port. The Meteorological Bureau in Zhoushan further explained that when weather conditions are good, more water in the atmosphere forms aerosols, which refract and scatter the light of fishing boats and create the red sky seen by the public. Helicopter flight on Mars. Maybe it won't be long when they'd be flying commercial airlines from one planet to another. In 2021, NASA managed to have a successful autonomous helicopter flight over another planet, collecting data for the first time in history 100 million miles away. After years of studies and preparations, they were ready to launch and land on Mars. After quite a lot of struggle, Ingenuity made it to the skies of Mars. NASA managed to capture a lot of images of Mars, and it was a game-changing towards gathering more data, as well as providing us with an incredible view of Mars. Scientists and experts are now hoping to find any facets of human life and even ancient civilizations on Mars. A lot of information was gathered using the brand new helicopter at their disposal. NASA shows off moon rocks of Apollo 11. These rocks are probably more valuable than anything on Earth. In 2019, NASA showed the world the rocks and samples collected from the moon. 50 years ago this week, Apollo 11 blasted off for the moon. The mission's one giant leap remains a defining moment in human history, and what they brought back to Earth has become more valuable than ever imagined. These stones and other samples are secured inside a laboratory in a Federal Reserve-grade bank to secure the rocks not just from the usual theft, but also for preservation. So if a fight breaks out in there, picking a rock to hit with would probably not be a good idea. Uber food in space. In 2021, Uber Eats became the first ever food delivery platform to deliver to space. The company teamed up with Japanese billionaire Yusaku Maezawa to make the delivery to the astronauts at the International Space Station. The dishes included boiled mackerel in miso, simmered chicken with bamboo shoots, and braised pork. The delivery took several hours and a price tag cost of millions of dollars. The food delivery mission took place over the course of 12 days on board a spacecraft. To reach the space stations and bring the Japanese cuisine, the delivery guy had to travel 248 miles from Earth. I guess you won't go hungry no matter where you are, considering Uber can deliver to more space than the world. Gorilla in space. Seems like they did send a monkey in space after all. To keep themselves entertained, these astronauts were coming up with innovative methods with all the work and stress on board. As you can see in the clip, a gorilla pursued this astronaut around the space station in a frenzy. Tim Peake appeared to be carrying out a routine activity when the unexpected happened. The space monkey had broken free and began following Peake around the station in a fury. Later, Scott Kelly shared the video of his colleague being pursued by the gorilla on social media, which created a buzz among people. In the end, they probably had to tase the poor fellow to subdue. One of NASA's astronauts, while on a mission, cited this really bizarre-looking development. An angel-like figure formed in the sky. The astronaut ruled out the option of it being a cloud, seeing how clear the sky is. Maybe it was some formation of all those chemtrails left behind by the planes. Or maybe divine intervention of some kind for someone. Many have started debating and speculating once it went viral over the internet. But guess what? No one knows for sure what this actually is. What do you think this could be? Feel free to share with us your opinion in the comments. Borisov. In 2017, an unidentified object was detected to have entered our solar system from another star system. When scientists observed this second object enter our solar system after Oumuamua, they were a little bewildered. This comet was named after Gennady Borisov, who discovered it. The circumstances surrounding the discovery are thought to be a little strange. It happened during the very beginning of its journey through our solar system. Thus, it's likely that a lot of information may be gathered about it, unlike Oumuamua, which was discovered after it had crossed through the Earth. The makeup of the substance is what scientists are most interested in. Circle of light spotted hovering over Beijing. In March 2022, videos of a white circle of light hovering above Beijing City started going viral on the country's social media platforms. The lights were brightly lit for a good 20 minutes until it disappeared, making the world believe of a massive UFO sighting. Later, the local meteorological bureau explained it was just a reflection of the lights from a rehearsal of the closing ceremony for the 2022 Paralympic Winter Games at the National Stadium. Apocalyptic cloud baffles Brazilian town. Another interesting rare development to look at. In 2021, a red Mad Max-like cloud appeared in the sky in Brazil. This towering wave of orange dust filled the horizon, turning day into night, and whooshed over a neighborhood in northwestern Sao Paulo, Brazil. What caused it? Well, experts believe that the unusually hot and dry conditions fueled the dust cloud. These fast-moving dust walls, which typically appear in the aftermath of thunderstorms, are common in arid parts of the world, according to the American Meteorological Society. Well, that's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching the video. And if you guys found it interesting, I would much appreciate it if you comment down below about the video and leave a thumbs up. Last but not least, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for getting updates related to our latest videos.